Bets.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today's a new day and we are looking to set you up with some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 200 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. Also, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will get into the NBA's Wednesday night game for the Western Conference Finals Game 5 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves, so take a moment and hit that like button. Again, if this video gets above 200 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. For our first pick, we'll be under the 3-pointers made tab, and this time we'll be selecting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for more than 1.5 3-pointers made. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. We see that this line SGA has exceeded in 4 of his last 10 games, so this line may come as a bit of a surprise to you. However, if we take a closer look into this series specifically over his last 5 games, we see that this line SGA has actually exceeded in 3 of his last 5 games during the playoffs. And taking a quick look here at his last 20 games, we see that this line SGA has exceeded in 55% of his last 20 games, as well as in 61% of the games he's played this season, including the regular season and playoffs. Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be facing off against a Minnesota Timberwolves defense that this season has been very solid overall when it came to defending against their opponent's perimeter, not allowing too many threes by their opponents overall. However, when it came to defending against the opponent's shooting guards specifically, they were a lot more average, giving up a fair share amount of 3-pointers to the position. In coming into this game, playing at home, with a chance to close the series out, we are expecting SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder to come out aggressive and try to put the series away, and for SGA to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Here's Minnesota's defensive numbers against opponent point guards for those of you who want to see that as well. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that SGA is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, 37 minutes per game. And while he hasn't been shooting as efficiently as we'd like to see him over his last 10 games, just 31% from behind the arc, he still is getting up a fair share amount of attempts per game over his last 10 games, over 4 attempts from behind the arc per game. And again, as of late, he has been hitting this line. And while SGA hasn't been a prolific 3-point shooter over his career, this season he's really taken quite a leap, over 2 3-pointers made per game, shooting an impressive 37.5% from behind the arc on over 5 attempts per game. And again, coming into this game versus a Minnesota Timberwolves defense that this season has not been very good at defending the perimeter from his position, we do like SGA to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for more than 1.5 3-pointers made. Now, for those of you guys wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we want to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Anthony Edwards for lower than 7.5 rebounds. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also want to have access to making picks on whether or not players get double-doubles or triple-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as $1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all their free picks, discounted player props, and gifts that they are dropping in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you guys are locking these in so you guys aren't leaving any money on the table. And again, if you aren't already on Underdog, sign up using code BETBLITZ, claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we'll be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Nickeil Alexander-Walker for more than 14.5 PRA. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, has exceeded in 5 of his last 10 games. And as of his most recent games, we see this line, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, has exceeded in 3 of his last 5 matchups, including in 3 of the 4 games he's played this series. He's exceeded this line. Additionally, on the regular season and playoff games he's had this season, this is a line he's exceeded in nearly 50% of such games. And head-to-head versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, we see this as a line Nickeil Alexander-Walker has exceeded in 7 of his last 12 matchups. Now, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and the Minnesota Timberwolves will be facing off against an Oklahoma City Thunder defense that this season have been pretty solid overall when it came to defending against their opponents' overall PRA totals, not giving up too many points or assists. They were ranked on the lower end as far as rebounds allowed to their opponents, but pretty solid overall. And when it came to defending against opponents' shooting guards, we see that the Oklahoma City Thunder were pretty average overall, giving up a fair share amount of points, assists, and rebounds to the opponent's shooting guard position. Here's OKC's defensive numbers against opponent small forwards for those of you who want to see that as well. But overall, we expect Nickeil Alexander-Walker and the Minnesota Timberwolves to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Nickeil Alexander-Walker is getting a solid amount of minutes per game over his last 10 games, over 21 minutes per game. And zooming in to his last few games versus the Oklahoma City Thunder this series, we see his minute total is getting a lot closer to that 30-minute mark. What we do like about Nickeil Alexander-Walker is his high efficiency from the field, near 50% field goal shooting. We would like to see his number of attempts going up. However, he is still a role player and his line isn't too high today. Alexander-Walker shooting an impressive 42% from behind the arc on nearly 5 attempts per game, also averaging over 4 potential assists per game over his last 10 games, as well as 5 rebound chances per game over his last 10 games as well. So coming into this game, we do like Nickeil Alexander-Walker to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. On the season, Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a solid contributor for the Minnesota Timberwolves, nearly 10 points per game, just under 3.5 rebounds, and about 3 assists per game. And coming into this playoffs with an extended playing time, and with this being a win or go home situation for the Minnesota Timberwolves, we are expecting Nickeil Alexander-Walker and the Timberwolves to come out aggressive to try to extend this series, and for him to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Nickeil Alexander-Walker for more than 14.5 PRA. Now, if you guys have been on PrizePicks or any other DFS apps for a while, or sports betting in general, you know that line bumping and line inconsistency is a huge issue. That is why we want to share with you guys Epic Fantasy's new platform. They have an incredible app for you guys to go check out. And what we really love about them is that they have line consistency, meaning that the plays that show up on their app do not get bumped. So what you see at the beginning of the day will be exactly the same toward the end of the day. And what we also love about Epic Fantasy is your ability to win your slips even though you miss on multiple plays, because on Epic, unlike on most DFS apps or sportsbooks, you are not playing against the house. You are playing against other users, whether in a head-to-head matchup or on a tournament setting. And all you have to do on Epic is to beat your opponent by getting more picks correct, and you will be rewarded with incredibly high payout boost, which is another great thing that we do love about Epic. They have much higher payout boost than most common DFS apps. And to top it all off, Epic is going to offer you guys a nice little deposit match when you guys use code BLITZ to sign up. So click our link in the description below if you guys value line consistency, high payout boost, and want to win your slips even if you miss multiple plays. And we know that you will love Epic as much as we do. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 200 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching, we thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.